Hey everyone, Dan Gunther here, ready to give you my thoughts on the latest episode of Star Trek Picard, the penultimate episode, in Arcadia Ego Part 1. Well, here we go. We're gearing up for the end game of Star Trek Picard with part 1 of a two-part finale. And like a lot of part 1s, it feels like there's a lot of setup here with not a lot of payoff. There's a bunch of things set in motion, let's say, that we're going to have to wait another week to get everything paid off, which I have mixed feelings about because I'm eager to get answers. I'm eager to figure out what's going on, but I'm not eager for this series to end. I've really been enjoying it, and it's going to be sad to not have a new Star Trek Picard every week. The last 9 weeks have been kind of spoiling, and to not have that is going to be definitely something missing. So hopefully Star Trek Discovery can start up soon, and some of the other Star Trek projects that we know are on the way as well. But in the meantime, we do have this episode to talk about. So a lot of interesting things in this episode. This one feels very much removed from the rest of the series in a lot of ways. We're planet-based for much of the episode, which, you know, we haven't been lately. We've been having a lot of scenes aboard La Serena and the artifact. So to have so much of this based on this planet Capelius is definitely a change. Tonally, it feels very different. I'm liking some of the revelations we get. The son of Sung was definitely a surprise. I'm seeing online some people distrustful of this latest Sung iteration. Some people wondering if he's actually lore. I think that's kind of interesting. I don't think so myself, but it's definitely an interesting line of thought. He was a surprise. And I was trying to think, like, it's weird that we've never gotten to mention that he had a son, but at the same time, we do know that he was married for many years to Juliana Sung. So it's definitely possible. There's no reason for this son to not exist, and it makes a lot of sense. It was a lot of fun to see Brent Spiner. Nice little surprise there. I've got to say the reunion between Picard and Elnor was really heartwarming. I love how well he plays this character with such a childlike innocence. I think that's a lot of fun, and he's very good at it. 7 of 9, of course, was a joy in this one as well. A little bit misty-eyed when, you know, she said to Picard, get saving the galaxy again or whatever, and he said, no, that's your job now, or something like that. I thought that was yeah, kind of a torch passing moment, of course, with Picard's illness coming to the forefront in this episode, the Irumodic syndrome, I'm assuming, which is what that structural defect in his parietal lobe would lead to in All Good Things. So a lot of high emotions in this episode. There's a lot going on that I'm liking, but again, without that payoff at the end, it's a little hard to figure out exactly what's going on. I was oddly happy to see Narek back in this. I'd kind of forgotten about him after the ship's crash and all that kind of stuff. And then the androids take him into custody. His role in this, of course, is still going to play out. He's running off towards the artifact at the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode. So, yeah, that's really interesting. So this Sutra android, her goals seem a little different for sure. Now that she has seen the admonition, it spurred her on to something else. Soji seems to be on her side. I'm not totally sure about that. She might be biding her time and trying to figure out what to do, kind of thing. And then her using Narek in her goal to stage what I'm assuming she killed the android, or Narek did, but in either case she's using him to blame for her death in order to summon this android higher power, the synthetic higher power that's going to come and avenge them and ensure that they do not go extinct. Definitely not the way that I saw that storyline going, but certainly interested to see how it plays out. Like I said, I don't think Soji is completely on her side. I think she's still working for Picard in some way, and she's kind of insinuating herself to bring that about. That said, she's been through a lot. She could be on the side of the androids here. Not completely sure. As far as next week goes, I'm assuming we're going to see a Federation fleet at some point coming to the rescue of the synths, thanks to Picard's talking to Admiral Clancy in the last episode. I was thinking that they didn't rendezvous at Deep Space 12, so Clancy and the fleet don't know where to go. However, Riker and Troy do know where the synthetics planet is, thanks to Kestra figuring it out there. So I'm thinking that's how Starfleet will learn about the location of the android homeworld, and they'll come swooping in to help out somehow. I'm curious about the form that this synthetic higher power is going to take. I'm really curious to see that. So yeah, totally some odd things in this episode. I kind of want to watch it again, let it sit with me before I really make a determination. But there's definitely some things in this that I wasn't immediately warmed up to. The shift in tone, like I said, and the feeling that, again, it's just all set up with not a lot of payoff. That said, there were some great moments in this episode. I would say the Borg cube coming out of the transwarp conduit was beautiful, as well as the visual of it entering the planetary atmosphere. All of that was gorgeous. Some great visual effects in this episode. Great acting in this episode as usual. I loved the scene between Raffi and Picard where they say that they love each other. That was beautiful. Just a beautiful scene. Definitely got the old emotions going there. Yeah, no, lots to like in this episode. Lots to love in this series. One episode to go. I'm looking for all these payoffs. I can't wait to see how it all turns out. Yeah, so I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I realize I haven't said a lot with this review. I'm still kind of sitting with this, still seeing how I feel about it. Yeah, I'm curious to know what you all think. Let me know in the comments below, and thank you all, of course, for watching, and thanks to the Patreon supporters for your help in bringing these videos to you. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to everyone else for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and even just watching. If that's all you do with my videos, that is by far enough. I love you for it. Thank you all so much again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, as always, live long and prosper.